Tonight on The Roast, the government releases details of a high-speed rail link, buries a rainbow and seizes a huge shipment of liquid methamphetamine. Oh wait, there's no meth? Who's going to watch this show? Today, the federal government... 4 days, this place is falling apart. Today, the federal government released proposed details on a high-speed rail link for Australia's east coast. Now, the new line would not be completed until 2053, but would significantly cut down on travel times, with the trip from Sydney to Canberra taking just over an hour. Though unfortunately, a trip in Canberra would still feel like forever. The new trains would also be able to reach speeds of up to 350 kilometres per hour, making life significantly better for commuters and far worse for train spotters. Is that the L28 or the I-15? It's a stupid hobby anyway. Now, according to Transport Minister Anthony Albanese, ticket prices for the new trains would be relative to current airfare alternatives, and that's great news for people who like the cost of flying without the convenience. The new trains would also feature airline-style seating, meaning trains might finally get rid of all that pesky legroom. Still, with these high speeds and quicker travel times, could trains finally be catching up with air travel? Well, for more of a bird's eye view, we cross now to Clark Richards, who's live at Qantas headquarters. No, apparently Qantas check-in. Clark, has this recent announcement had any impact on the aviation industry?
They're scared stiff, Tom. For years, airlines have had the monopoly on airline speed, airline seating and airline prices. But now it seems like the rail companies have cottoned onto the fact that planes are just trains in the sky. Well,
it's probably a little too early to be worried, though. After all, this new train line wouldn't be here for another 40 years, and that's assuming they even build it at all.
It doesn't matter, Tom. People will realise that they can have the experience of travel without the fear of plummeting 30,000 feet in a metal coffin. And since there's no falling out of the sky for these trains, that means no more switching off electrical devices and no more gloved fingers up the bum. What is security going to do with all those gloves? There's only so many times you can put them on your head and blow them up with your nose.
Right, now Clark, the government estimates that the rail line could attract as many as 84 million passengers a year.
That's right, Tom. It's believed the majority of those people will be nervous flyers. That's a huge win for those vomiting, brown paper bag breathing, sweaty palmed individuals.
Not to mention us sympathetic vomiters. Thanks, Clark. And while 2053 does seem like a long way off, the government's going to need that time to come up with the $114 billion needed to complete the project, meaning it's our kids and grandkids who are actually going to benefit from this. So you hear that, sperm? You better enjoy it. And while it's going to cost a fortune, it will mean that a train trip from Sydney to Brisbane could take just 3 hours. Mark Humphries has been planning a trip to Brisbane for some time now, and he joins us live from Sydney's Central Station.
Bris Vegas, here I come.
Now, Mark, how do you feel about having to wait until 2053?
2053, Tom. You and your obsession with 24-hour time. Right, so what's that? 853? Yeah, I can wait that long.
No, Mark, the year 2053.
What? But I'll be 67 by then.
Indeed you will. So what we'll do is leap ahead and cross now to 67-year-old Mark Humphries in the year 2053. Hello, Mark.
That's Mr. Humphries to you. Oh, look at you, Tom. I remember that tie.
Oh, good. Now, Mark, have you had a chance to take a ride on Australia's high-speed rail?
Tom, I have, and let me say, Brisbane was lovely. I'd just like to congratulate the people of 2013 on a remarkable piece of forward thinking. Sure, you didn't do anything about climate change, but at least you can now enjoy a very stylish ride as you cross Australia's Great Lakes.
Well, it must be very exciting to go from Sydney to Brisbane in just 3 hours.
Yeah. If I can be honest, Tom, it's a little too fast. I was quite enamoured with the idea of high-speed rail when I was your age, but as you get older, you tend to like to take things a little bit slower, so I probably won't be buying any more tickets. And since I've got access to my superannuation, I just spend most of my money on those sexual holograms.
All right, well, thank you, Marks.
Pleasure. It was nice to see you alive again, Tom. Goodbye.
But alive? What? Am I dead? Well, earlier this year, the Sydney City Council made a bold and colourful show of support for the gay and lesbian Mardi Gras by laying down a rainbow crossing on Sydney's iconic Oxford Street. The rainbow took 2 nights to complete at a cost of around $110,000, a large amount of money, but one the council assumed they'd recover by finding a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow crossing. The colourful strip became an immediate hit with both locals and tourists, including more than 15,000 people petitioning to make it a permanent fixture. But then last night, under the cover of darkness, that beautiful rainbow was buried under a pile of hot steaming tarmac. The decision to remove the rainbow was made by Roads Minister Duncan Gay, which threw Sydney's gay community into a confusing state of being anti-gay, pro-gay. Mr. Gay said the rainbow crossing represented a safety hazard, with visitors taking selfies and skylarking on the crossing, especially at night. And Mr. Gay's all about safety, which is why he got his workers to stand in a 4-lane road in the middle of the night whilst covering up a bright rainbow with black, dark tar. In his words, it was the safest and best time. In response, independent member for Sydney Alex Greenwich noted, "There have been no accidents over the past month, and I really think the minister just needs to get over his problem with rainbows." So, does Duncan Gay have a problem with colourful refractions of light, or does he just see a rainbow and want to paint it black? Joining me now in the studio because he cancelled his trip is Mark Humphries, our anti-gay activist.
Okay, sorry, just to clarify, Tom, I'm anti-Duncan Gay, okay?
Now Mark, the local gay community is up in arms about the removal of their iconic symbol.
Well, they are indeed, Tom. But it's not just the locals. People came from far and wide to have their photo taken next to the rainbow crossing. But with its removal, well, now they're just having a photo taken next to a set of traffic lights. And that's just 3 colours. You could do that anywhere.
Okay, and are there fears for the future of the rainbow symbol?
No, absolutely, Tom. But the gay community is a resilient community. What they need to do is own the black of freshly laid asphalt.
Oh, right. And how would they do that?
By taking black back. Rebrand, Tom. Rainbow's always being suppressed, so let me present the gay community's new black flag. And the Rainbow Army's new uniform, this black suit.
Oh, hey, I'm wearing a black suit.
Much appreciated, Tom. And with this new gay pride symbol, you'd be surprised to see how much support the gay community already has. Black caviar, new gay icon. The night sky, gay friendly. And this studio, we're going black.
Okay, and if the state government doesn't want to support the gay community's new branding?
Well, if they're serious about taking away the symbols of the gay community, they'll just have to paint every road in New South Wales with rainbow colours.
Oh, geez, I hope not. Have you ever played the Rainbow Road course on Mario Kart? I die every single time. Anyway, we cross now to Nick Richardson, who's on the much-maligned Pacific Highway, which has recently shown its support of gay rights by remaining black. Nick?
Tom.
Nick, why are you painting the road rainbow? Don't you know the new colour for gay pride is black?
Oh no, this isn't about pride, Tom. That rainbow crossing job was a top priority. Meanwhile, potholes, black spots and uneven roads continue to be ignored. Seems if you want the government to fix something, rainbow is apparently the colour you need to paint it.
Okay, but Nick, the state government said that the rainbow crossing had become a safety hazard. People were apparently holding up vehicles just to take photos of themselves.
Well, that's just stupid. Don't punish the rainbow crossing, punish the idiots who kept taking photos in traffic. And get down here and fix these potholes. I blew a tyre on the way over. I've still got so many things left to paint that annoy me.
Well, this place is falling apart. That's pretty annoying.
Well, I'll come give it a lick of paint, Tom.
Oh, great. And while you're at it, why don't you paint your personality? Nick Richardson, good sport. And turning to our final story, Melbourne Customs officers have intercepted 365 litres of methamphetamine concealed in 96 bottles of carpet cleaner. The meth was smuggled in from Hong Kong and has an estimated street value of more than $200 million, which equates to roughly $2 million a bottle. And I know what you're thinking, is it really worth it? But believe me, you don't want to be tempted by those cheaper $500,000 bottles of liquid meth because you can taste the difference. Oh yeah, that burns right through the teeth. Now, Customs Border Protection Regional Director Andrew Redmond described the operation as a very sophisticated concealment methodology. Yes, hiding liquid meth in unlabelled bottles is very sophisticated. Almost as sophisticated as the concealment of the word meth in methodology. Andrew Redmond, you sly dog. So for more on this bust, we cross now to our illicit correspondent Clark Richards. Clark, how has the news affected Australian drug dealers?
Tom, this situation is awful. I had a lot riding on that shipment.
Oh, sorry, Clark, you were waiting for a shipment of meth?
Oh, no, don't be ridiculous, Tom. Not meth, carpet cleaner. I'm in serious trouble. There were 3,000 bottles in that sea shipment, and 2,904 of them were actually just normal carpet cleaner. There are some very dangerous people, a lot of clean carpets. And if they're starting to smuggle drugs in carpet cleaner, what if one of those bottles gets mixed up? I mean, you're just thinking you're cleaning carpet, but you're actually feeding a liquid meth.
This is your carpet on meth.
No one wants a super paranoid carpet, Tom.
Well, one person who does want to be super paranoid is our own meth addict, Nick Richardson, who's back in the studio now to get the government to fix up our lights. And Nick, I gotta say, you got back here pretty quickly.
It's the meth.
Okay, now, how do you feel about this seizure?
And what? Why other questions, huh? You a cop? You got a mic.
Of course I have a mic. How do you feel about this seizure?
Oh no, plenty of meth left on the streets for old Nicky. I'm more worried about the carpet cleaner, because if there's one thing a meth addict needs, it's meth. But if there's another thing, it's a good carpet cleaner.
Why would you need a carpet cleaner?
Because there's shit on the floor.
Oh, Nick, just fix up your act, all right?
Yeah, I'll fix you up. Real good. Hey, Duncan! Rainbow.
Oh, that was a bit weird. And that's all the time we have, unfortunately, for tonight, so please join us again tomorrow. Good night.